Ringing up Mr. Smith.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Jonathan Smith at DWF Law. I'm sorry I'm unable to take your call at the moment. If you'd like to leave your name and number, I will of course get back in touch with you as soon as I am able. Thank you.
Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, key hash at any time.
Oh yes, hello Mr. Smith, it's Mr. Hussain here. Once again, leaving yourself a voice message. It seems quite inconceivable to me that every time I've rang up since the 17th of, or I think the 18th of October, that you are simply refusing to pick up my calls when initially you had picked up the call on the 4th of October. So we did have an hour-long conversation on the 4th of October, and it was quite evident to me what was going to be happening in the upcoming hearings of the 9th and the 17th of October, because it seemed evident to me that I was being a stage was being set to commit a malevolent and fraudulent act against me. And hence we had this conversation. And yes, I'm quite open and transparent about the fact that I'm making serious allegations against not only yourself, the council, not only yourself, your client, Manningham Housing, the council, but more importantly and more alarmingly and more scandalously is against the judiciary. I've always made those complaints because I'm in the situation today where my brother's been kidnapped from my care, which is to you and the local authorities' advantage, and the courts are simply rubber stamping any orders that are to your client's best interest over myself. And considering your client is legally represented, I'm a litigant in person. This has just clearly been taken advantage of. Once again, Mr. Smith, I'm going to leave this message to yourself. It's Thursday, the 2nd of November, and the time is coming to be around about 10 to 3 p.m. And if the message cuts short, then obviously, as you've been made aware, I am publicizing these call recordings. Hence, why both you and the local authority are refusing to engage with me. I'm sure you've gone to my brother's the channel I run regarding my brother's issues, namely YouTube, Brother Talib, and you can see the fact that both your partners and associates of your client, namely the Mr. Christopher Browell, whom your client had been contacting in February and has had a back channel of communications with, is equally refusing to engage with me on my daily voice messages. And equally, the city solicitor, Mr. Kenner, is refusing to engage with me because you know the fact that that you're committing an act of fraud, and the fact that I'm recording and publicizing it contravenes that. There's no issue with me recording you, considering that your face is plastered all over the internet. You're a solicitor who's being regulated by the Law Society, by the Solicitor Regulatory Authority. I'm a member of the public, a private citizen. I have a right to privacy over yourselves, but you see how you and all your associates in the profession look to twist and manipulate the rules in order to advantage yourselves. Now, Mr. Smith, I'm ringing you up today to discuss various issues. I don't want to be taking too long up, but I'm going to be obviously leaving yourself a message. I urge you once again to engage with me, because it quite clearly seems evident to me the reason that you're refusing to engage with me in any kind of dispute resolution is because you don't need to, because this is a fraudulent case. You must know it by now, because your client has attempted to previously look to rehouse us. As far as I'm concerned, as far as there is no case after you've attempted to rehouse us, you simply cannot say without prejudice. And that happened in April last year. Your client attempted to rehouse us and then could not provide us with a suitable property. Your client's failure to provide us with a suitable property cannot be taken without prejudice. It therefore negates your claim of unlawful trespass. But what I wanted to discuss with you today was particularly in relation.
In 10 seconds.
What I particularly wanted to discuss with you was the lasting powers of attorney that I was discussing yesterday. So please, can you look to engage with me rather than engaging with you via the voice messages? Is very degrading.
Your message has reached maximum length. Message deposited. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
So as I was saying, it's very humiliating and degrading for me to now send voice messages to them and for them to simply ignore the voice message. This guy is a solicitor. He's regulated by the Law Society and the Solicitors Regulatory Authority. You know, what is the problem with speaking with me? Obviously, you're a solicitor. Other people, such as your client, may not want to incriminate themselves, and therefore they elect somebody to fight on their behalf, legally speaking, and that is a solicitor. Now, this solicitor does not want to engage with me because the last time we had a conversation, I was asking him the simple question, who let the cat out of the bag that I got arrested for you to make inquiries with me about booking an appointment? That was quite clearly a contrivance. It was on the 15th of August, following my arrest. There's been a clear communication between West Yorkshire Police and the Housing Association, looking to work with each other, looking to work hand in hand in order to further disenfranchise and undermine and be prejudiced against me. I mean, I'm just reminding myself that on the 15th of August, after I'd been released from the 9th of August, I could not get to speak to any investigating officer, anybody at all. Everybody was just refusing to engage with me at the police station. But yet the police officers were conveniently engaging with the Housing Association. And the reason that they were engaging with the Housing Association behind my back and telling them my bail condition, what right did the police have to come and arrest me, put me on bail conditions, saying that I can't see my brother anymore, and then telling the Housing Association conveniently, and then for the Housing Association to come and ask me, oh well, when can we carry out a capacity assessment, when the reality is that they've all worked together in order to create a situation. This arrest of mine, arrest of mine and my brother's abduction is a clear indication of how they have perverted the course of justice. If this is simply a clear case of how the course of justice has been perverted, not by me or by a fellow citizen, but by the very institutions that are meant to be dispensing justice. The local authority, the Housing Association, the police, the courts and tribunal all work together, because 24 hours before my arrest, I had told the courts in an appeal application that I will be looking to expose all this. I needed more time in my skeleton argument of 14 days. So you can see that this is all a contrivance, and then they simply state, no, we're not under a joint enterprise. Of course, you're quite, well, let's just say, for hypothetically, I'm right. Let's just say hypothetically, all right, I am right, that the Housing Association, this Housing Association solicitor, the local authority, the courts and tribunals, and the judges are all working together, colluding and conspiring in order to achieve an outcome to target me. Now, if that is assuming hypothetically that's correct, where are the checks and balances? Where are the means to safeguard this situation? And considering the fact that this joint enterprise is quite clearly to the financial interest of the professionals. It's just reminding me of a case where it was meant to be that I think there was a scandal a while back regarding the bank's internal rate. I think it was called LIBOR scandal. I'm not sure if it was called the LIBOR scandal. I think it was called the LIBOR scandal, where, you know, the regulator were meant to be independent, but yet the key individuals could change the LIBOR rate or an independent internal rate for banks, and that was scandalous. So this is a scandal where independent organizations such as the Housing Association, the local authority, the courts and tribunals, the West Yorkshire Police, and the judges will do away with their independence and work collectively in order to achieve a net outcome, and that net outcome is clearly to me and my brother's detriment. And so the idea that they will not collude, hypothetically speaking, what is my recourse then? I have no recourse, isn't it? And what is their defense in that? They're not being open and transparent. If that hypothetical situation was true, what would their reactions be? And would they be any different to what reactions are already taking place by refusing to engage with me, by refusing to answer my questions, by refusing to be open and transparent? Would not that, in a hypothetical situation where they were all colluding, conspiring, would that reality look any different to the reality that I'm facing? No, it wouldn't. So therefore, that hypothetical situation now has a legitimacy of validity. Why are you refusing to engage with me? Why are you refusing to answer my question? Why are you refusing to be open and transparent? And the reason reason that you're clearly refusing to do any of these things is because you know the fact that we're committing a fraud here, we're putting a fast one here, and we don't want to engage with Mr. Hussain, because if Mr. Hussain is recording things and publicizing things, then we can't later on, negate what we're saying and say we never said that. This is the reality of the situation, that they just want to play silly buggers with me. So Mr.